The big meeting room of the Galactic Council was full of noise. Alien beings from all over the galaxy had come together for their monthly talk. Ambassador Zexathul from the Vortanian Empire fixed his crystal breathing mask and pointed to the floating picture showing Earth's solar system. "The humans want to join us again," he said in his strange singing voice. All around the room, the alien delegates started laughing, but their laughter was weird. Some made clicking sounds with their jaws, others lit up with bright colors, and some just shook like they were vibrating. Captain Jake Miller sat in the small human section of the room. His face was angry as he watched them make fun of his people. Next to him, Dr. Lisa Brooks tried to stay calm even though she felt hurt by their rudeness. Commander Rick Stone held his tablet so tight his knuckles turned white. "The humans think they should be part of our space family," Zexthul continued. "But they only learned to fly faster than light 50 years ago. Their ships can barely move in 3 directions, while we can control up to 6 dimensions of space and time." A huge bug-like alien called a Kylorian clicked its approval. "Their machines are so old and simple. Even our smallest scout ships are bigger than their biggest ones. What could they possibly do to help our galaxy?" Far away on Earth, deep under the Nevada desert, Dr. Amy Clark was watching the meeting on her screen. She and her team had been working in secret for 10 years on humanity's biggest project ever. General Ben Hayes walked back and forth behind her computer, his old face showing how worried he was after years of planning. "How much more time do we need before our ship is ready?" Hayes asked. "Maybe 1 month or 2, Amy answered, not looking away from her math problems. "The 7th dimension stuff is really hard. If we make one mistake, we could rip a hole in space itself." Colonel Frank Webb, who was the military guy working with them, looked at files about possible test pilots. "We need someone who's really good at understanding space and smart enough to fly in 7 dimensions. Up in space, on the station called New Horizon, Commander Alex Turner was doing his normal patrol work. He had no idea that his name was already picked for humanity's most dangerous mission ever. His co-pilot, Lieutenant Kate Ross, saw strange energy readings coming from Earth. Probably just another test of those new fusion engines, Alex said. He didn't know the readings were really coming from humanity's secret dimension research place. The aliens kept making fun of humans. A lizard-like senator named Kravos said, "Maybe we should let them be junior members, something that fits their weak abilities. They could carry our unimportant messages around." Jake Miller finally stood up. His voice was strong and carried across the whole room. "The Galactic Council might think humans are weak now, but I promise that will change very soon." Zexthul's crystal face somehow looked amused. Big words from people who haven't even learned about 5th dimension science. What could Earth possibly show us that would surprise the galaxy? The human team walked back to their rooms feeling defeated. None of the alien representatives could imagine that deep under Earth's surface, the final pieces of humanity's secret weapon were being put together. Dr. Amy Clark made the last adjustment to the dimension machine, while her partner, Dr. Pete Johnson, checked all the safety systems one more time. The galaxy had laughed at what humans wanted to do. They thought Earth people were just primitive newcomers who didn't know anything. But Earth's smartest people had been working toward this day for many years. They were getting ready to show abilities that would completely change who had power in the galaxy. In the secret underground base, hundreds of scientists and engineers worked day and night. They had been developing something that would make every alien species rethink everything they knew about humans. The project was so secret that even most Earth governments didn't know about it. Dr. Amy Clark looked at her calculations one more time. The math was perfect, but the risk was huge. "If this works," she thought to herself, "humanity will never be laughed at again. If it fails, we might destroy ourselves trying." The alien delegates went back to their home worlds, still chuckling about the foolish humans who thought they deserved respect. They had no idea that in just a few weeks their laughter would turn to shock and fear. Meanwhile, Alex Turner finished his patrol and docked at the space station. He was tired, but had no idea that tomorrow, General Hayes would call him down to Earth for the most important briefing of his life. Kate Ross noticed he seemed thoughtful as they shut down their ship's systems. "Something on your mind?" she asked. Just thinking about that council meeting, Alex replied. Sometimes I wonder if we're really as primitive as they say we are. Kate smiled. Maybe we'll surprise them someday. Neither of them knew how right she was. Deep underground, the final tests were beginning on a machine that would change everything. The galaxy thought it knew what humans were capable of, but they were about to learn they were completely wrong. The countdown to humanity's greatest moment had begun. 3 weeks passed after the embarrassing council meeting. Suddenly, warning sirens went off all across the Galactic Defense Network. Their long-distance sensors had picked up an impossible energy reading coming from Earth's solar system. The readings made no sense according to known science, and showed technology that was beyond anything in their computer files. Admiral Zara of the Hegemony Fleet quickly sent spy ships toward the human homeworld. This has to be some kind of broken sensor, she sent a message to the council. No race can control 7 dimensions without hundreds of years of studying advanced physics. On Earth, General Ben Hayes stood in the control room watching the final preparations for humanity's big reveal. The huge ship called Terra's Pride floated in Earth's space dock. Its metal surface glowed with a strange shimmer that seemed to bend light around it. The ship looked normal from most angles, but people who knew what to look for would see that it seemed to exist in several places at the same time. Dr. Amy Clark went through her final checklist with Commander Alex Turner. Alex had volunteered for the test flight after learning what the project was really about. The 7th dimension engine doesn't just move you through space, she explained to him. It lets you exist in multiple dimension states at once. You'll be able to see and touch reality in ways that most beings can't even imagine. What about the alien ships? Alex asked as he sat down in the pilot's chair. The chair had been specially built to connect with his brain and nervous system. They can only handle 6 dimensions at most, said Dr. Pete Johnson from his control station. Against 7-dimension technology, they might as well be throwing rocks at a battle tank. Lieutenant Kate Ross was Alex's co-pilot. Her training in quantum math made her one of the few humans who could understand how the ship's navigation systems worked. Dimension coordinates are locked in, she reported. We're ready for the first jump. The alien spy fleet was led by Captain Veltar of the Dominion Navy. He came to Earth's outer system expecting to find primitive people trying some basic experiment. Instead, his sensors detected Terra's Pride appearing in impossible ways. The ship seemed to occupy 7 different space coordinates at the same time while staying in one piece. That's impossible, Veltar hissed through his breathing mask. No known technology can achieve stable 7-dimension control. Inside Terra's Pride, Alex felt the weird sensation of existing in multiple dimensions at once. His mind expanded as the ship's systems connected with his brain patterns. This allowed him to see reality from angles that had no names in any language. Kate watched the readings as space itself seemed to fold around them like paper. Dimension. Jump successful, she reported. We're now existing in 7-dimension space while still connected to normal reality. The alien fleet found itself completely beaten as Terra's Pride showed abilities that changed everything about space fighting. The human ship could attack from directions that didn't exist in normal physics. Its weapons fired from dimension angles. That made defense impossible. When the aliens tried to run away, they discovered that Alex could simply step the ship sideways through reality and appear anywhere he wanted. At the same time, back at the Galactic Council, emergency meetings started, as reports came flooding in from the spy mission. The gathered delegates watched in shocked silence as sensor data showed a human ship operating in 7-dimension space. Like it was easy. This changes everything, admitted Zexthal. His earlier arrogance was replaced by real worry. If humans have mastered 7-dimension physics, they have abilities that are way beyond our own. Dr. Amy Clark received the message from Terra's Pride confirming the successful test. Around her, the research team celebrated the completion of decades of secret work. General Hayes contacted the human delegation at the Galactic Council with the new orders. The demonstration phase is complete, he sent to Jake Miller. You may now tell the Council that Earth requests another hearing about our membership application. But the demonstration wasn't over yet. Alex Turner decided to show the aliens just how powerful their new technology really was. He made Terra's Pride appear right in the middle of the alien fleet formation. The ship materialized so close to Captain Veltar's flagship that he could see the human faces through the windows. "Greetings." Alex's voice came through their communication system. "We come in peace, but we want you to understand that Earth is not the weak planet you thought we were." Captain Veltar's crew panicked. Their weapons couldn't lock onto a target that existed in 7 dimensions. Their shields were useless against attacks that could come from angles their defenses couldn't protect. For the first time in his military career, Veltar felt completely helpless. How did you develop this technology?" he asked over the radio. Kate Ross answered for the human crew. "We've been working on it for 30 years. While you were laughing at us, we were learning to break the laws of physics that you thought were unbreakable." Terra's Pride then did something that no alien had ever seen before. The ship split into 7 identical copies, each one existing in a different dimension but all controlled by Alex's mind. The copies surrounded the alien fleet from all directions, including directions that shouldn't exist in normal space. "We could destroy your entire fleet right now," Alex said calmly. "But we don't want to fight. We want to join the galactic community as equals, not as servants or junior members." The alien ship sat frozen in fear. They had never faced technology this advanced. Their most powerful weapons seemed like toys compared to what the humans had built. As news of humanity's technological breakthrough spread throughout the galaxy, species that had dismissed Earth as primitive began changing their minds completely. The balance of power was shifting, and the galaxy's established hierarchies faced disruption from a species they had always underestimated. Commander Alex Turner guided Terra's Pride back toward Earth, the ship moving through multiple dimensions, as easily as a normal ship might change direction. The age of human expansion into the galaxy was about to begin, and the aliens who had laughed at Earth's ambitions were definitely not laughing anymore. In fact, many of them were now very, very afraid. The emergency meeting of the Galactic Council happened within hours of getting proof about humanity's 7-dimension abilities. Representatives who had previously made fun of Earth's application now spoke in quiet, worried voices as they looked at the sensor data from the fight with Terra's Pride. Ambassador Zexthul found himself in the uncomfortable position of talking to the assembly about his species' earlier mockery of human technology. "The Vortanian Empire formally takes back our earlier thoughts about human abilities," he announced. His crystal features showed clear unease. "Any species that can control 7 dimensions in a stable way must be considered a major galactic power." Captain Jake Miller entered the council chamber with new confidence. Dr. Lisa Brooks and Commander Rick Stone walked beside him. The atmosphere had changed completely since their last appearance. Where once there had been mean laughter, now there was respectful attention mixed with barely hidden fear. "The human delegation requests immediate consideration for full council membership," Jake announced. His voice carried across the suddenly quiet chamber. "Earth has shown technological abilities that meet or exceed current galactic standards." The lizard-like Senator Kravos, who had previously suggested humanity serve as message carriers, now spoke with obvious worry. "How long has your species had this technology? Our spy networks found no research into higher dimension physics on Earth." Dr. Lisa Brooks stepped forward to answer the question. "Humanity has been researching dimension control for over 30 years. We chose to develop this technology in secret rather than ask for outside help or reveal our progress too early." Back on Earth, the success of Terra's Pride had started fast production of more 7-dimension ships. Dr. Amy Clark watched over the building of 5 more ships in the hidden Nevada facility. Dr. Pete Johnson worked on making the technology better for mass production. "How many ships will we need?" asked General Ben Hayes, looking at the production schedules. "Depends on how the galaxy responds to our revelation," Amy replied. "If they accept us peacefully, we might only need a small fleet for exploration and defense. If they decide we're a threat that needs to be destroyed, we'll need enough ships to defend ourselves against all the alien fleets combined." The Galactic Defense Network had indeed begun discussing exactly that possibility. Admiral Zara held a secret meeting of military commanders from the major space-traveling civilizations to think about the threat posed by humanity's new abilities. Seven-dimension technology gives them fighting advantages we cannot counter with normal weapons, she explained to the gathered officers. Their ships can attack from directions our sensors cannot detect and retreat through dimension paths our ships cannot follow. Captain Veltar, still shaken from his meeting with Terra's pride, gave tactical analysis to the gathering. The human ship showed the ability to exist in multiple space coordinates at the same time. When we targeted one position, they were also occupying 6 others. Our weapons simply passed through empty space. But there was more to worry about. Intelligence reports started coming in about human activity all across Earth's solar system. Spy satellites detected construction of massive new facilities on the Moon, Mars, and several asteroids. The humans weren't just building more ships. They were preparing for something much bigger. Commander Alex Turner and Lieutenant Kate Ross were now training more pilots in the complexities of 7-dimension navigation. The learning curve was steep. Most humans struggled to understand the space relationships involved in higher dimension movement. Think of it like learning to see with new eyes, Alex explained to the trainee pilots. You're not just moving through space anymore. You're moving through layers of reality that exist beyond normal perception. One of the new pilots, Captain John White, raised his hand. What happens if we make a mistake during a dimension jump? Kate answered grimly. Best case scenario, you get lost in dimension space for a few hours. Worst case, you could end up scattered across 7 different realities with no way to put yourself back together. The political effects of humanity's technological breakthrough spread throughout galactic civilization like a wildfire. Species that had formed alliances based on mutual defense against more powerful neighbors suddenly found those calculations useless. If humans chose to expand aggressively, their 7-dimension ships could bypass any defensive measures the galaxy could deploy. At the Galactic Council, heated debates raged about how to respond to Earth's membership application. The Kylorian delegate argued for immediate acceptance, reasoning that bringing humans into the established order might prevent them from operating outside galactic law. We must be practical, the Kylorian buzzed through its translator. Fighting them would be suicide. Better to make them our allies than our enemies. Others, led by the militaristic hegemony faction, suggested that humanity's abilities made them too dangerous to integrate peacefully. General Crexmore of the hegemony slammed his scaled fist on the table. They hid this technology for 13 years, he roared. What else are they hiding? How do we know they won't use their ships to conquer us all? We face a situation we've never seen before, declared Council Chairman Vexmoran. His ancient voice carried the weight of centuries of galactic diplomacy. Never before has a species achieved technological superiority through independent development. The implications for galactic stability are huge. Dr. Amy Clark received intelligence briefings about the alien military buildup happening throughout the galaxy. Despite their technological advantages, humanity remained vastly outnumbered by the established galactic civilizations. They're scared, she told General Hayes. Fear makes people dangerous, but it also makes them unpredictable. We need to be prepared for any response. The fear was justified. Secret communications between alien military forces revealed plans for a preemptive strike against Earth. If they could destroy humanity's 7-dimension technology before it spread further, they could maintain the old balance of power. But the aliens didn't know about humanity's ace in the hole. Hidden in the asteroid belt, a massive construction project was nearing completion. The Earth Defense Station was not just a military base. It was a 7-dimension fortress that could protect the entire solar system from attack. As tensions escalated throughout the galaxy, Commander Alex Turner prepared Terra's Pride for another demonstration mission. This time, the objective would be to show not just humanity's technological capabilities, but their commitment to using that power responsibly. We're going to visit every major alien homeworld, Alex told his crew. Not to threaten them, but to show them that we come in peace. We want to be part of the galactic community, not its conquerors. The mission would be dangerous. Alien fleets were gathering near their homeworlds, ready to fire on any human ship that approached. But Alex knew that showing fear now would only make the situation worse. The galaxy had stopped laughing at Earth's ambitions, but the real test was yet to come. Would humanity's revelation lead to acceptance and integration, or would it trigger a galactic war between the established order and the emerging human power? As Terra's Pride prepared to leave Earth's orbit, the answer to that question hung in the balance like a sword over everyone's heads. The final council meeting to decide Earth's membership happened with more security than ever before. Every major galactic civilization had sent fleets near the council station, creating a tense standoff as hundreds of alien warships kept careful distances from each other. The space around the station looked like a powder keg ready to explode. Commander Alex Turner piloted Terra's Pride directly to the council station, deliberately approaching through normal space to show that humanity wasn't hiding behind their dimension advantages. Lieutenant Kate Ross watched communications as alien ships tracked their approach with obvious worry. Multiple targeting solutions locked onto our position, Kate reported. They're ready to fire if we make any threatening moves. Expected, Alex replied calmly. Let's show them we came here to talk, not fight. But as Terra's Pride approached the station, something unexpected happened. 3 more human ships suddenly appeared from 7-dimension space around the alien fleets. The ships, named Liberty, Freedom, and Independence, had been hidden in dimension space, watching and waiting. The alien commanders panicked. They had planned for 1 human ship, not 4. Worse, the new ships were bigger than Terra's Pride and seemed even more advanced. Captain Carl Brown, commanding the Liberty, sent a message to all the alien fleets. We are here to ensure peaceful talks. Any ship that fires on the council station or human vessels will be stopped immediately. In the council chamber, Captain Jake Miller stood before the assembled delegates with a proposal that would change everything. Dr. Lisa Brooks had prepared detailed technical information showing how humanity's 7-dimension technology could help all species, while Commander Rick Stone outlined security rules that would prevent the technology from being misused. Earth offers to share our dimension research with the Galactic Council, Jake announced, causing surprised sounds throughout the chamber. We believe that advancing the technological abilities of all civilizations will create a more stable and successful galaxy. The offer caught many delegates completely off guard. Ambassador Zexathul voiced the question everyone was thinking. Why would humanity share technology that gives you such big advantages? Dr. Lisa Brooks stepped forward to explain. Because staying alone leads to stagnation, and competition drives innovation. Earth has achieved this breakthrough through decades of independent research, but we know that further advancement will require working together with other species who bring different perspectives and abilities. But not everyone was convinced. General Crexmore of the Hegemony stood up angrily. This could be a trick. How do we know you won't give us fake technology or something with hidden weaknesses? Jake Miller smiled. Because we're going to prove it works right now. He nodded to Alex Turner, who was listening from Terra's Pride. Alex activated a special communication system that connected all the council delegates directly to the ship's 7-dimension sensors. Suddenly, every alien in the chamber could see reality the way humans could, in 7 dimensions instead of their normal 3 or 6. The effect was amazing. Delegates who had lived for hundreds of years gasped as they saw space and time from angles they never knew existed. They could see energy patterns that were invisible before, understand cosmic forces that had been mysteries, and perceive the true structure of the universe. This is what we want to give you, Jake said as the demonstration continued. Not just the technology, but the ability to see and understand reality in ways you never imagined possible. Back on Earth, Dr. Amy Clark monitored the proceedings, while overseeing the final tests of humanity's expanded 7-dimension fleet. 12 ships now had the ability to operate in higher dimensions, with more being built every day. General Ben Hayes had authorized full disclosure of the technology to the Council as part of humanity's membership bid. Are we sure about sharing this technology? Asked Dr. Pete Johnson, reviewing the technical specifications being sent to the alien delegates. It's the right choice, Amy replied. Trying to keep technological superiority through secrecy would only ensure that we remain permanent outsiders. Better to bring everyone up to our level and work together on the next breakthrough. The Galactic Defense Network's secret military planning meetings took on a different tone as news of humanity's offer spread. Admiral Zara found herself reconsidering the threat assessment as it became clear that humans were seeking partnership rather than domination. If they really intend to share the technology, she told her staff, then the strategic situation changes completely. Instead of facing an enemy with superior weapons, we could potentially get those same abilities for ourselves. Captain Veltar, however, remained doubtful. What if this is a trick? They could provide incomplete information or technology with hidden problems. His doubts were answered when Jake Miller made another announcement to the Council. To prove our good faith, we're prepared to let Council scientists examine our ships directly. You can study the technology, test it, and verify that we're sharing everything honestly. The chamber erupted in excited chatter. Never before had a species offered to completely reveal their most advanced military technology to potential rivals. Council Chairman Vex Morin called for order and then for the formal vote on Earth's membership application. The chamber fell silent as representatives from dozens of species made their decisions. When the count was complete, the result was something that had never happened before. Unanimous approval, with several species adding formal requests for immediate technology sharing programs. But the real surprise came after the vote. As the EDI delegates celebrated, alarms started going off throughout the galaxy. Long-range sensors had detected something moving toward their galaxy from the dark space between galaxies. Something huge and clearly artificial. Unknown vessels approaching from outside galactic boundaries, reported the Council's Chief of Security. Energy signatures suggest technology even more advanced than seven-dimension systems. Alex Turner received the news while Terra's Pride orbited the Council station. Looks like we're going to need that alliance sooner than expected, he told Kate Ross. The months that followed saw the fastest technological advancement in galactic history. Human scientists worked alongside alien researchers to adapt seven-dimension technology for different species bodies and engineering approaches. Dr. Amy Clark found herself leading multi-species research teams developing applications she had never imagined. The crystal technology of the Vortanian Empire proved particularly good with dimension manipulation, while the Kylorian hive mind approach to navigation created entirely new possibilities for coordinated multi-dimension fleet movements. Even the militaristic hegemony discovered peaceful uses for the technology in deep space exploration and resource gathering. Within a year, the first joint human-alien seven-dimension vessel launched on an expedition to meet the approaching unknown fleet. Commander Alex Turner served as the mission's chief pilot, working alongside alien colleagues who had once viewed humanity as primitive newcomers. The galaxy stopped laughing when we revealed our abilities, he reflected to Kate Ross as they prepared for the transgalactic jump. But they started dreaming when we showed them what was possible. The expedition would venture toward the unknown, threat with technology that represented the combined achievements of dozens of species. Earth had not only earned its place in galactic civilization, but had helped elevate that civilization to heights never before reached. As Terra's Pride and her sister ships activated their seven-dimension drives, reality folded around them like paper made of starlight. The galaxy that had once mocked humanity's ambitions now looked toward the future, with shared purpose and unlimited possibility. The laughter had stopped, replaced by something far more powerful: the sound of civilizations, working together to face whatever challenges the universe might bring.